Hey everyone, welcome back to Knowledge Central channel. Today I just want to share something simple but very powerful, because sometimes the biggest thing holding us back is not our situation, it's the way we think. I didn't always understand this before. Whenever something felt difficult or when I failed, I used to think maybe it's just not for me, maybe I'm not good enough, maybe I don't have the skills, maybe other people are just better. But over time, I learned something that changed how I see everything. I learned it from a book called Mindset, and honestly, the idea is very simple. There are two ways people think about themselves. The first one is a fixed mindset. This is when you believe, this is who I am, and I can't really change. So when something is hard, you say, I can't do this. I'm not smart enough. I'm not that kind of person. And slowly, you stop trying, not because you don't want to grow, but because you believe you can't. The second one is a growth mindset. This is when you believe, I can improve if I take time and learn. So instead of saying, I can't do this, you say, I can't do this yet. That one word, yet, it changes everything, because now you're not closing the door on yourself. You're giving yourself a chance, and I want to be honest with you. When I first started my journey, especially after coming to Canada, things were not easy. I had expectations like many people. I thought things would move fast, but reality was different. There were moments I felt stuck. I didn't know where to start. Even speaking confidently was not easy for me. And in those moments, it was very easy to think, maybe this is not for me. But slowly, I started changing something small, the way I talk to myself. Instead of saying, I can't do this, I started saying, maybe I can learn this, step by step. And that small change started to change everything. Another thing I learned is about failure. Most people are afraid to fail, not because failure is painful, but because they think failure means something about them, like, if I fail, it means I'm not good enough. So they stop trying. They stay in their comfort zone, even if they are not happy there. But when you start thinking differently, you begin to see failure in another way. You don't enjoy it, but you learn from it. Instead of asking, why am I not good? You ask, what can I learn from this? And that question is powerful, because in real life, everyone fails at some point. The difference is not who fails, the difference is who continues. So if you want to start building this kind of mindset, you don't need to change everything today. Just start small. Pay attention to your thoughts. When you hear yourself saying, I can't do this, just add one word, yet. I can't do this yet. Also, try to stop comparing yourself too much to others. Everyone has a different path. Some people start earlier, some people have different opportunities. But your journey is your journey. Focus on your progress, even if it's slow, and be patient with yourself. Growth takes time. Sometimes you won't see results immediately, but that doesn't mean nothing is happening. Small steps, repeated every day, create real change. I want to tell you something honestly, you don't need to be perfect to move forward. You don't need to know everything before you start. You just need to believe one simple thing, that you can improve, even a little. Because when your thinking changes, your actions start to change. And when your actions change, your life slowly starts to change too. So if right now you feel stuck or unsure, or like you're not where you want to be, that's okay. That doesn't mean you can't grow. It just means you're in the process. Take one step, learn one thing, try again, and remind yourself, you're not stuck, you're learning. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video.